Okay. Is it going to work this time? Maybe I fixed it. It says connecting. Type a message. Why can't I see anyone's chats? Or the chat bar. It looks like it's working, but it keeps saying connecting. Oops. Okay. Oh, yay! Looks like it's finally starting to work. Sheesh. Okay. I guess it is actually working. I have had problems trying to get the live stream going. It hasn't wanted to work on my phones or my iPad, nothing. And every time I try, it looks like it's going to start working, and then it just doesn't. And so I'm glad that it's finally working. I cannot see. It still says connecting on the screen though, but apparently it is connected. And apparently it's working because it's showing up on my phone. So, hey, it's all good then. Finally. Whew. I have been waiting, trying to figure this out. Waiting and waiting to get to do a Watch and Grow live stream. But then my live stream stuff messed up and then I couldn't do it. So I've been trying and trying to get it straightened out to get it working. And yay, tonight it's finally working. I'm really shocked. Let's see if anyone comes in on the live stream. It is really late. It's going on 1 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And I'm just trying to get the live stream going. And so it's okay if nobody does show up at this time. Because again, I was just trying to get it going. Trying to work on it through the TV too. So bear with me a minute. Oops, passed it up. Okay. It is on a delay, looks like. That happened last time too. I'm not sure why. There's quite a big delay on it, actually, from me talking here and then what's showing up on the phone. It's like one of those Chinese or Japanese movies. You see the mouth moving, but the words don't match. See, I didn't think that this was going to work again, so I didn't put it on any kind of stand. I'm sitting here holding it, so the screen may move around and stuff. Sorry about that, because I didn't think that I was going to get it straightened up. Excuse me. I have my pop here because I get dried out and start coughing. I'm not sick. I've been like this my entire life. Always have to have something to drink. But anyways. Oh. So, night owl time. Apparently, nobody is up tonight. Just me. Actually, I was going to go to bed. Everybody else is in bed already, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to try it one more time and see if I can get the live stream going. And shockingly, it worked. I don't know how. I just fiddled through it, pushing different things, and it just magically started working. Oh. Okay. I really don't have much to say tonight. It's cold and icy out, and sitting here in my chair. And nothing new going on around it. The weather's been kind of bad here, so I haven't got to go outside and get any projects done or anything, and I have such a huge list of things to start getting finished. We moved our greenhouse, so I need to level that up, and I want to put weed barrier stretching out a little past the greenhouse, and so I need to do that. I need to get the new greenhouse plastic put on the greenhouse, and I want to build a few more shelves in it because I always seem to run out of shelf space in the greenhouse and end up having to put some stuff on the floor, and I don't really like doing that because I am terrified of snakes, and anytime that I have to move those, then I'm always very concerned about what may be under them. So I need to get that done. I need to get all of the stuff out of the garden that we just left for the winter. A lot of it is green beans, so I left it there to get nitrogen back into the ground, and just haven't went back out and cleaned it all up yet, so I still need to do that. I'm working on new beds down at the side yard here, and some raised beds using the woven weed barrier. And so I got like one extra roll finished, and one bed finished, and then the weather started turning bad again, so I haven't gotten back out there to do any more of it yet, and well, there's a lot of other stuff going on too. We need to butcher one of the cows, and the duck tractor, I just broke a piece on it, and so I need to cut a piece of wood, and I need to replace it. And so excuse me, and so pulling the duck tractor along is quite the task right now. I mean, it's very doable. It's just not as easy as just grabbing a hold of the rope and pulling. And let's see, what else? Oh, there's just tons and tons of stuff to do. We have a small portable hot tub, and it's literally set in a box for like 5 years now. Procrastination City. So I told Mark we need to fix an area for that and to get it outside, because it is literally set in part of the house here for 5 years in the box. Ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. So I'm going to get that done and get that moved out of the house and put to where we can actually use it, because garden season is going to be coming here real soon, and oh, you work your butt off out there, and every time we say, oh, that hot tub would feel so good right now, yet we never put it up. So we got to get to that this year and build a little area for it and get it put in, so that after we worked our tails off, we can go soak in the hot tub. But let's see, what else? Oh, over by our water spigot, one of the things on our to-do list is, excuse me, I'm just clogging all up tonight, is we need to put a rock walkway there, because it tends to look at me, I'm a hot mess, honey. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, though. It tends to hold water there when it rains really hard and stuff, and then you step in mud there because you're using the water hose all the time, and so I was telling Mark, I said, I need to make me a path there so that I'm not getting in mud all the time. And so that's just something else that's on the things to do list. Oh, let's see. I think you might have just looked right at my nose. Good thing there's no boogers in there. Okay. Well, that's a little bit too much information. Anyways, so I think on our list, if memory serves right, there was like 50 something things to do. I might have it here. It's getting close to time to start planting seeds. So that's going to be fun. I just start them in the house. So usually the dining room area is just super loaded with plants and stuff. And then as soon as it gets warm enough outside, then I take them and put them in the greenhouse. Things that you need to start early, like peppers, stuff like that takes a little longer. But they tend to do good. I just put them in front of the French doors, and it seems to be enough light for them. And then as soon as it starts getting warmer during the day, then I'll start taking them outside, getting them hardened off. And then I just have to wait until they're not going to get too cold outside in the greenhouse. And then I make 10 million trips to the greenhouse carrying the flats of fantastic little plants that will soon go in the garden after that. Last year, our frost state here, we're in zone 6B, and our last frost date is May 9th. But last year, it just, every time you turned around, you couldn't take the plants out because you looked at the weather and you looked 10 days out, and then here comes another freeze. And I did have to replant a few things several times because I took them out to the greenhouse and it got too cold and they just died. And so then I had to start all over again. But it just kept hitting us and hitting us, and so we didn't actually get the garden planted until like the first week of June or something like that. So we were really behind in planting our garden. Well, I had the list. I just looked through this whole notebook and I don't see it anywhere. Oh, hi, Land Cloud Adventures. Loved your show tonight. I'm trying to reach for this paper without falling over. Oh, there it is. There's the things to do list. Let's see. 53 things to get done. Huh. Get a homestead, you get yourself a whole lot of work. Always something to do. But here's the things to do this year. And believe me, there will be plenty more added to it as we go through the year. There always is. Mark always says, sheesh, we never get finished because every time we knock some of the projects out, you add 10 more to the list. It is true, I do that. But sometimes I'll let the list get almost finished before I add to it just to make him feel a little better. Okay, so leveling the greenhouse. We need new weed barrier under the greenhouse. Build a few more shelves in the greenhouse. Put the plastic on the greenhouse. I moved the garden fence line last year so that I would have more space to walk around, because I'm always getting poked and scratched and scraped by the trellis wire at the end. I don't know my, what is it? What do you call that when you see something and you think you're far enough away, but you're dead? I always think that I'm far enough out, and I end up running into it anyways. My eyes play tricks on me, I guess. I don't know. So I decided to make the walkway bigger there in hopes that I wouldn't get scratched up all year again. So I need to put more weed barrier down in that area so that we don't have to weed eat. Any place that we can make it to where we don't have to weed eat, the better. You just drive the riding lawnmower right on the edge of it. Takes care of it. A lot less work. He works a lot of hours, and so a lot of times he's got one day to get all the weed eating and stuff done around here, which is almost impossible. And a lot of times he'll work 20-something days in a row without a day off. And then by that time, everything is grown up in the weed eating department. And so, you know, his entire day off, he's out weed eating. So anywhere that I can make it to where the riding lawnmower can go right up against it and not have to weed eat, then I do. So, got to do that. And, excuse me, I want to run a water line down to the barn because we don't have one right now. And the barn is on the opposite side. Our land is on both sides of the road. So the barn does not have a water source down there. It has a creek, but sometimes the creek dries up. And so there's no power down there either, except for just a little solar motion light that comes on when we go in the barn at night. So I had thought about getting one of the solar pond pumps, the big ones, and putting it in the creek and fixing the water containers to where the pump would push it into the water container, and then there would be an overflow valve, a pipe that would take the excess water back into the creek, and then that way the animals would have water all the time. But that means it wouldn't work at night also, which would be fine. They never drink that much water at night, but especially if they have it all during the day. But what we have down there right now is like a rain catchment system, and in the wintertime, I'm dipping out buckets full of water to refill the waters, the troughs down there. And then if it doesn't rain, then of course I have to string the water hose and fill everything up like that. And then I'll go ahead and fill the rain barrels up too, so that I've got a few more days of using a bucket to fill them back up. So I do want to put a water line down there so that we can just do it just like a normal faucet. That's going to be a job and a half. Let's see. I am going to put a new rain barrel system at the garage, and have to finish the new beds in the front. Well, it's the front of the house, but it's more off to the side. And let's see, the hot tub area. Need to make an area for the hot tub to sit on. And I want to build a new chicken coop, but I want to do it with our son. He turned 6, and so he loves watching those primitive building things. And so we have a bunch of little trees growing up in one of the pastures, and they've been growing probably for 4 or 5 years now, and they need out of there because they're starting to take over that pasture. And so I thought, oh, what a fun little project that would be. Kids and mud and concrete and sticks. Sounds like it would be right up his alley. So I want to build a chicken coop like those primitive building people do. But, they use bamboo. I don't have any bamboo around here. But I do have all those little trees that need to come out of there. So even if it only lasts a few years, it'll be fun, interesting, and he'll get a major kick out of that. So I want to do that. So I'm going to do that down at the barn. Right now, the chickens are in coops behind our house, and I want them moved out of there. It's great for wintertime because it's easier to feed and water them because they're right up here at the house. But I don't really like them being there any other time. Okay, what else? The walkway to the water hose. I want to build a wash. That way I can just wash all the vegetables off right there. And then put them in the wagon and bring them on in the house, all nice and clean. And I seen a really neat one. I have a picture of it somewhere on my tablet here. And I thought, well, that would be perfect. So I want to do that. And I need to get the drip tape system put into the garden because it literally takes hours to water the gardens by hand. And so I need to get that put in. The barn, it wasn't set up. It was here when we moved here, and it wasn't set up for what we need it to be set up for. We have goats and we have cows, chickens, rabbits, ducks, and the stalls right now were more like for maybe ponies, definitely not for full-size horses. So I'm guessing that it was built for ponies, and they're really just too big for our goats. So I need to redo the stalls and make them the size that works for us and for our animals. And see, what else? Fencing. Always fencing. Yeah, the goats are fun. They're very fun to watch, but unfortunately, I have a hard time trying to catch them playing on camera because as soon as they hear me or as soon as they see me, then they start going crazy wanting treats. They love animal crackers. And so, whatever they're doing at the time, they'll stop doing it and they'll just go to the fence line and start hollering at me. So, and the cows do the same thing. So, they're big fun, but it would be nice to catch them playing so that everybody else can see them playing on their little playgrounds. They have a little slide out there and they have some tires to climb on, and then they have a seesaw. And, then other than that, they just jump and run and rear up and stuff like that, which is big fun. But again, as soon as they see me, the playing stops and they're at the fence yelling, treats, treats. Okay, let's see. The fencing never stops around here. So we're always doing fencing. We're trying to set it up to where we have different paddocks all over the place so that we can constantly be rotating all the animals so that one area doesn't get eaten down too low, and that is also another way to keep parasites away because you keep moving them, so then you don't have to use as much dewormer or anything like that on them because they're moving to a fresh paddock that has no larvae or anything in it. So the fencing, again, is a never-ending thing here. Eventually, one day, probably when I'm 90, we might have the fencing all done. It's 36 acres. And like I say, Mark works a lot of hours. He's lucky if he gets one day off a week. So, yeah. Fencing can take a lot of time for us. Let's see. I have a portable chicken coop. Well, it started out a portable chicken coop, and then we got ducks. And we had a lot more chickens by that time, so we moved the chickens into a chicken coop. And then the ducks were young at the time, and so we only had, I think 4 of them at that time. So we put them in the portable chicken coop. And I had bought these wheels to where I could move it around. I could just hook it to the back of the riding lawnmower and just move the portable coop wherever I wanted to. Well, that worked great for like the first year and a half, and then the tires just all went bad, and that coop is heavy. I cannot push it over by myself. It's that heavy, and so it needs new wheels on it so that I can move it. And I want to move the ducks down by the orchard, so I need to get new wheels and put on it. And, of course, cleaning out the stalls is always something you do when you have a homestead and animals. So that's on the list of things to do. My milk stand for my goats, I have Nigerian dwarf goats. And they are small. And I built the milk stand, and it worked great. But then we had some female goats born that I wanted to keep. And one of them is smaller, and she cannot put her head through the stand. So I tried to adjust it just by eyesight, and I'm such a great carpenter that now I've made it too small and nobody's head can fit in it. So now I'm going to have to fix that. This time I'm going to take the goats down there with me because they're up at a different paddock right now, and the milk stand is down at the barn. And so, because I don't have any goats in milk right now, and so I'm going to have to take them down to the barn with me so that I can try them before I screw it all back together again, or before I screw it up again. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Concrete in the stalls. I want to put some concrete in the stalls. It's just dirt right now, and the land is sloped, and so water gets down at the barn in there, so I have to dig a trench out every so often in the barn to get the water to flow out and back into the creek, because the barn is real close to the creek. My hair is driving me nuts. And so I need to put like a filled line in there, and then I'd like to concrete it there, which will actually raise it up a little bit more to help with the drainage issue. And let's see, the area that is heated, we put mama goat in there to have babies, and it's kind of set up the wrong way, so I need to go in and take the stalls down and redo that to make it just work better. That's the thing with homesteading. You could, your neighbor could be the greatest homesteader in the world, and you could do everything like they do. Hi, Lori. Lori's World. And so you could be like, oh, this place is fantastic and it works out so well and stuff. But they could have completely different needs than you. You could do everything on your homestead like them, but you have different animals, or a different size of animal, or just the way that you do things. Maybe you don't have big tractors or something like that. And then you have to rework it to fit your needs. And we found that a lot with, different channels on YouTube. They would build something and I would be like, oh, that is amazing. We need that. Yes, we have got to build that. And we build it, and it doesn't work for us here. And so then we just have to make do until we come up with something else, or, So, so you do a lot of building, and then you do some redoing, because it just may not work out for what your homestead is all about. Let's see, building an outdoor kitchen. Ooh, I want an outdoor kitchen. Many, many years ago, Mark was masonry, and he used to do fireplaces and stuff. And so he can do the stonework. He just has to find time to do the stonework. And so I seen this really awesome outdoor kitchen, and I'm like, babe, can you build this for me? I love this, and I need me an outdoor kitchen. All that canning, it sure heats your house up in the summertime. But I want an outdoor kitchen, so I want an area to where I can do the canning, and we can do cookouts, and if we do any butchering of the animals or anything, it will all be like 20 years. All right. We have to rebuild our pool deck this year. The pool deck is a hot mess. So we're going to rework it. The deck did go all the way around the pool. It's an oval above ground pool. And it did go all the way around. And the pool busted. Flooded the yard. And so a new pool was put in. Well, to get the new pool in, the pool guys had to take out the most of the deck. They just left like a piece here and a piece there, and this and that. And so it needed a new deck on it anyways. So we have to do that. But we decided that the back part of the deck was larger for like long lounge chairs and like a table with an umbrella and stuff on it. And so we too horribly long to do that. Let me scratch that. It shouldn't take me too horribly long to do that. Okay, let's see. The goat pens, we put new gates up, and they're not like the one down at the barn, which is kind of a heavy-duty, normal kind of gate you see at farms. It's, I don't know, almost like aluminum. I don't really don't know what you call it, but it's more flat than the round tubes like down at the barn. And we're having a hard time with the latches on it, so we've got chains and carabiner clips that you have to undo every time you want to go in and out of it. It's a royal pain in the behind. I was just complaining about it again tonight. And so I need to put better latches on it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stop plate. Oh, you're buffering really bad. Oh, no. Well, see you later, Lori. Thanks for stopping in. Just a little night owl chat, just trying to see if this live stream would work. I've had such a hard time trying to get them going, and it just finally worked. So I thought, well, I'll just start talking. If anybody comes in, they'll come in. So have a good night. Okay, let's see. What else? I have a project that I need to get tables out of the storage for, and some reorganizing stuff in the house that I want to get to. And we only have a water spigot on the back side of our house, so that's on the things to do list, to put one on the front side of our house. And then I won't have to string water hoses everywhere, which I'm sure anytime you see videos of the side or the backyard, you're bound to see a water hose somewhere in it. Let's see. We have one of our buildings that I need to clean out. It's actually was just a storage building that we built to put tools and stuff in, and somehow it became a catch-all for everything, and that's where we put the feed containers. We use the metal galvanized trash cans with the lids, and we put all of their feed in there. That way no critters can get into it. And so it became the feed building, but I need to get that all cleaned out and reworked, rearranged. We've decided on a system. We just have to get the building cleaned out first. Okay, let's see. Oh, rabbit hutches. We have rabbits here. We just sold a bunch of them, so I think we're down to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we're down to 12 rabbits now. And the rabbit hutches are not in the greatest place. That's where we built them, so that's where they've stayed. But I was telling Mark that at some point this year, that should be fun to watch. I don't know how we're going to do it. I'll probably end up just busting it apart and just rebuilding them. Okay, let's see. The rabbit manure. It is piling up, so it needs to be put in a wheelbarrow and taken to the garden. And we have, let's see, I told you, a lot of stuff to do on this to-do list. We have solar panels for the house, and they're still sitting in their boxes because we have not built a frame to put them on yet, and I don't want them on the roof. Now that the roof seems to be the ideal place for them, but we are not getting any younger, and you have to go up there and work on things from time to time. And as we age, I don't want to have to be climbing up on a ladder on the top of the roof and fall off and break a hip or die. So I want to build a frame, kind of like a little carport top, and put them on it so that it's not as high as the roof. Our back deck and at the French doors. And we used, what do you call it? Think, Kim, think. Treated lumber, but we have one that rotted out, so we have to fix that. And I want a new clothesline put up so that I don't have to run the, yeah, you know, the thing that dries your clothes, the clothes dryer. I don't want to have to run that all year, so I want a clothesline put up. So that's another thing. And then another thing on the list is, I already said that one, clear the pasture out of all those little trees that are growing up everywhere. They're not so little anymore. They're a lot taller than me. I don't know what kind of trees they are. They have these little pokey thorns on them. No idea what kind of tree they are, but they're really taking over that, and they grow fast. If you know what kind of trees have pokey things on them, I mean, they're really like big thorns that grows on them, and they have the weirdest bark that I've ever seen on a tree. But anyways, if you know what it is, let me know. Oh yeah, Little made me put something for him on the list. He said he wants a telescope for his tower in his playground. Yep, so it's on the list. Okay, his ladder to his tower, it needs fixed. One of the boards broke on it. The neighbor's horses, they got loose and got into our pasture down by our barn, and they tore the fencing to pieces, so that's on the things to do list to fix that. And we have an old dog lot with fencing around it, and I need to take that down. At the chicken coop, there's some trees that grew up that needs to be cut down. They're, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 feet above the roof line to the storage building now. They've just been put off. And so they've just been growing. So now we need to get them down before they keep getting any bigger. Let's see what else is on this list. I lost my place. We have a ditch line behind our house before it gets to the mountain, where the mountain goes up, and the ditch line needs dug back out because it's filling in where the mountain, it has a lot of what's that rock? Maybe slate? I don't remember what the name of it is, but when air gets to it after so long, it like busts. And so that slides down and goes into the ditch and fills the ditch up. So we have to get it done ever so often. Hi, Tanya. Thanks for joining. Just some night owls here. The stream is working well. This is the way to test it out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been having trouble for about 2 weeks now trying to get the live stream going, and it just would not go. It would act like it was going to start, and then it would just blink out and nothing would work. And I've been waiting to do the Watch and Grow live streams to help channels grow, and it just would not work. It would act like it was, and then it would be gone. Oh, I've never heard of that, Tanya. Thank you. They are really weird. Really, really weird. You're always a night owl. Mark has worked night shift. Well, we've been married for a lot of years. And, well, I hate to say my age. You could probably figure it out, though, if I say it. We've been married for 28 years, and most of those 28 years, he's worked night shift. And so, this past fall, I think it was around November, he got put on day shift finally. And he adjusted to it right off the bat, and our son, of course, adjusted to it and everything just fine. Me, on the other hand, 20 plus years of staying up all night, I cannot adjust to it. I even tried taking Benadryl. It does nothing. Nothing. Don't zonk me out or nothing. And so months now, I just can't sleep. So night owl it is. I said, well, maybe 20 more years I might get straightened up and be able to sleep at night. But, yeah. Yeah, I meant to take some pictures of those trees last year and send them in to the county co-op, and supposedly they can tell you what all everything is, and I just never got around to it. But they are extremely weird trees. Let's see, what else we got on the list? Oh, to move the strawberry beds. I want to move them. I had them in little temporary kiddie pools, the little kid pools. Worked great for a few years, but them being out in the sun all that time, they do start breaking, and so that's what they started doing last year, and so I need to move them to a different bed, which I have a big plan on making this big pretty, well, hopefully it'll end up pretty, area in the front yard, and I want to move all the strawberries in that, but that will probably be sometime. You need to make YouTube friends in Australia. I actually do have some YouTube friends in Germany and the Philippines and places like that. And some of them do amazing videos on the area. The views and stuff are just spectacular. And I love watching their channels, especially now when it's such a hard thing to go through just to get to travel somewhere. It's nice to get to see it through their eyes and their lens. Let's see. Rock path to the water spigot. Our propane. We have to figure out something to do with our propane tank. We've always had, our entire house is electric, and we're trying to be more self-sustainable, because if the road that we live on, it's like the worst drivers in the world. Somebody is always hitting a telephone pole or electric pole or something and knocking power out. And so I think it was last March or something, we had a big storm and the power got knocked out, and it was out for like 3 days. Well, we have a generator, and so we were, keeping the freezer and the refrigerator going so that we didn't lose the food and stuff. But, well, we had one of those Eden Pure heaters, so when the refrigerator and the freezer was a good temperature, then we would unplug that and we would plug in the Eden Pure into the generator and warm the house up, because it was in March and it was still quite cold outside. So then we said, we have no way to cook anything. Everything in our house is electric, and it was cold outside, so I didn't want to have to go cook on the little camp stove or anything outside, which we did one day, but I didn't want to just have to do that all the time. So I told Mark, I said, I want to go get a propane cook stove for the kitchen. And we had a glass top stove that we had for years, and I love it, and I can everything under the sun on it and stuff. But when the power goes out, you were pretty much screwed. So I didn't want that to happen again. So we went to Lowe's and we got us a gas stove and got the little orifice thing, changed it over to propane, and went and got one of the small propane tanks that we can take and get refilled, because we didn't want one of the big ones in our yard from a propane company, which just comes on your land and fills it up or checks it or whatever when it's convenient for them. And so we don't like unannounced people coming on our property. So we decided that that's the only thing that runs on propane in our house. So we would just get I think it's like 100 100-gallon or something like that tank, and you can just stick it in the vehicle, take it down to the farm store, and they refill it right there. And so what's been happening is the tank, or the line one, is freezing. So I'll go to fix Mark breakfast before he goes to work, and it's like, click, 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 nothing. Sorry, babe, you ain't getting breakfast this morning. So, I had an extra swimming pool noodle out in one of the buildings, and so I came across it and I put it on it, and it did help a little. But a few nights ago, it did get really, really cold, and it froze the line again. So there, we didn't have any propane again. So we're gonna have to figure out something to do with that. I had no idea that that propane would freeze the tank. I'm not Pedro. Hi there. Welcome to the Night Owl chat. But let's see. Then just some other stuff. Just fixing the deck, and oh, well, here's a good one. It's not a things to do other than get on Amazon and order me an all-American canner. Oh, it's morning here, by the way. Good evening. Oh, where are you from? Technically, it's morning here too. It's going on 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. And then there's till the gardens and add amendments and stuff to the soil, and that's it for now. LOL, I told you at this point you're playing to fun Australian crowd. Yes. Oh yeah, flip side of the world. Yeah. It's night here and morning there. It's actually really cool, though. Oh, I'm getting dried out. I gotta get something to drink. Yeah, look at this right here. Mountain Dew at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. This is one of the reasons why I'm a night owl. Not really. I could drink 10 of them and go straight to sleep if I were tired. They don't seem to affect me if I'm really tired. But, yeah, just a little funny. Oh, fill yourself with caffeine. No wonder you'll be up all night. Oh. Hey, Lane Cloud, how many people ended up on your live stream? How many treats did your puppies get? They're beautiful dogs. Samoyeds, was it? Are you in Missouri? You remind me of a friend with a mini donkey farm down there. No, I am in Kentucky. And we don't have any donkeys. We got cows for the first time last spring. That was a new adventure for sure. Oh, 35. Well, hey, that's good. That's good, though. It'll just keep getting more and more as people find your channel. Yeah, I had to cut out. Well, I heard all of the story of the Rocky Mountain oysters and stuff, and then I had to try to start working on this again, seeing if I could get it going. It's been a real pain. I don't know what it is. I'm not a very techie person. When I figure things out, it's usually because I stumble upon it. I stumble my way through it. And the live stream, it was working, and then just all of a sudden, Nothing. It would act like it was going to come on, and it would say streaming, and then it would just black out. And then there was nothing on YouTube's side saying that it was working or anything. No worries, it still amazes me people even come, but it's great getting to know people I've never stumbled across before. Maybe YouTube would have never suggested them to you, and then you're like, oh, wait, look at this channel. I'll go check them out. And then they could become your favorite channel to watch, and otherwise you would have never came across them. So, yeah, I like the live streams. I try to jump on as many live streams as I can. And there's always some channels in the man. Those 4,000 watch time hours is hard to come by. And it seems like it takes you forever to get those first couple of 100 subscribers. And then you're all excited because, yay, finally, I'm at like 200 subscribers. And then it seems to take forever to get more than that, but then the watch time's slow, and you get those hours in, and you're good to go after that. But yeah, always fun to jump on live streams. There was I'd watched 2 of them before your live stream, Lane Cloud Adventures. Ridge Life, Tim over at Ridge Life. Love his channel. And I popped in on that one and watched it. And then right after that was Gail's Southern Living, and she had a bunch of guests on her live stream. And then it went off, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not ready for bed. I'm still wide awake, and there's no more live streams playing. And let them get their treats for those thumbs up. But yeah, I say all the time, I have no idea. I'm almost to 4,000 watch time, not 4,000 watch time hours, almost 4,000 subscribers now. And I say all the time, I have no idea why people watch my channel. No idea at all. I guess we become our worst critics. And I guess I just judge myself a lot more than others do. But I'm like, I forget what words are, and the camera isn't worth anything, and this and that, and oh, my editing skills are horrid. Why would anybody listen to my voice? I can't even stand my voice. Why does anyone else want to hear it? But apparently people do. Land Cloud Adventures. Yeah, I think I met you on Ridge Life. I love it because I get to learn and meet a different genre. Yes. I think that's where I found you too, and came over from there and subscribed. I do believe so. I meet a lot of channels on there though. I love Tim's Watch and Grow live stream that he does on Tuesdays, and I thought, oh man, that is right up my alley. I really enjoy helping people in any way that I can, and so I thought, oh man, I'm gonna message him and see if it's okay. I didn't want to step on any toes or anything like that, and I loved the name of his live stream. I just thought it was a great name. But when you search it in YouTube search, then it doesn't really come up. You have to go through lots of pages before you will actually find his live streams that are titled that. And I thought, man, a great live stream like that to help out other channels. A lot of people could use that, and it's not coming up in the search. So maybe if some more people used that name, then people would be able to find it a lot easier and come in and get their channel name out there, and maybe get some new subscribers, and help support other channels as well. And so I messaged him and asked him, if it would be okay and this and that. And he said, yeah, that would be great. And so that's when I started planning to do the live stream for Watch and Grow on Mondays. And then that way people could jump right onto his on Tuesday and help get some more exposure to their channel and help other channels that he's premiering on his channel grow. And so then after that, then he was doing a live stream, and he said, by all means, if anybody wants to do them, then yeah, go ahead, Um, and he's just that kind of guy. He's a real good guy, and I haven't met him personally. Hopefully everything goes well, and we'll get to meet him this May at the Oklahoma YouTube meetup. And so I guess it's going to be much bigger than last year. Last year, I think there were over 200 people that showed up, YouTube channels and people that just enjoyed those channels. They just wanted to meet the channel owners and stuff. And this year, well, last year they didn't give a very big notice that they were going to do it. They just kind of threw it together at the last minute, and a lot of people couldn't get off work, couldn't get vacation time during that time. And people like me who have livestock and everything like that, we have to not only work out time to get off of work and hotels and cost of travel and everything like that, but we also have to have enough time to find reliable people to take care of all the animals for us while we're gone, and then we have to pay them on top of that. So it just wasn't enough time for us to actually get there. And I want announcing the day that they were going to do it. Then one of the hotels, it's in Pryor, Oklahoma, one of the hotels were completely booked. And by the time I had seen the announcement of the exact date and stuff that they were going to be holding it, I went right online, and after I booked our room, there was only one room left. So I barely squeaked in and got the hotel room there. And then by like the next 2 days, 2 more hotels were completely booked up. So it's going to be much bigger this year. So it's going to be very interesting to see and meet all the people. I'm looking very forward to meeting Leave Her Wild, Jaylena. She does van life, and all the Crockers, and Sawyer Ridge, and I know that Journey Along with Shannon will be there, and Tim from Ridge Life will be there. Just a lot of people, and so really looking forward to that. I thought about trying it myself, but I just don't have the time. But yeah, I heard him say the same thing. Yeah, that was after I messaged him and asked him, would he be okay with me doing that? And then the very next time that he done a video, then he had it in there that it's okay if anybody wants to do them. And yeah, well, you have classes and stuff too. So then on top of doing your regular shows, regular lives and videos and stuff, it would be hard. I apologize, I had some buffering, so my stream is a minute or so behind, but I want to hear your comments. They were like that with mine right from the beginning. We got the little Chinese-Japanese movie thing going on where voice doesn't meet up with lips moving. And the same thing is going on with the TV. I have the TV on, and it's got a delay also. Not a very big one, just a couple of seconds, but yeah, I don't know why it does that. It just does. Oh, Oh my goodness. Gail's Gail's Southern Living tonight. She had on let's see, Will It Grow? He was a guest on her channel tonight. Lori's World was a guest. Simple Life, no, Simply Jan Homestead. She was a guest, and oh, there's a new one that a new channel that I'd never seen before was also a guest, and then she popped off to go moderate. So I can't think of her name, Free something or another. I'll have to go back on Gail's live stream on the replay and look for it. But if you all haven't heard of those channels before, you might want to go on over and check them out. They may become channels that you really, really enjoy watching. And you just never know. And who was... What was your guest's name? Kenneth. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oaks. Is that what it was? I'd be on it. That would be great. That would be fantastic. Let's see, what time is your Watch and Grow on Mondays? I thought about it on Sundays, but I can't even imagine it until summer. We're going to try to do them at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. I know there's some other channels that I watch that also does them on Mondays, but unfortunately I help support so many different channels all the time that everybody has live streams going on just about every day of the week, just about every time you can imagine. So it was just one of those things where, you know, you just have to pick a spot somewhere. And so so I decided, well, Monday would be a good one because then they can go to Tim's on Tuesday and try to get, you know, more support and help support others. But yeah, I'm a big believer in helping people and supporting people also. There's nothing that makes me happier than to give than to receive. I would much rather be helping someone than to be getting help. Yeah. It's just the way I've always been. Even as a teenager, I would take every bit of money that I had, and I would buy for everybody else, and I didn't care if I got anything at all back. You know, it was just I wanted to make them happy and stuff, so I can get them what they needed. And I've just always been that way. I just like to help people. And I thought, well, that would be a good way to do it because so many people struggle trying to get their channels going and trying to get subscribers and trying to get watch time hours and just trying to get their channel name out there where, you know, they're not getting recommended by YouTube or people just aren't finding them. And that's what I like about giving a little shout outs on videos too, is because otherwise someone may have never found that channel on their own, and if you can help somebody out by giving a shout out, then by all means do it. I mean, it's just a few words, and the people that hear it will either go check them out or they won't. And if they go check them out and they like them, then they'll subscribe. And if it's not their cup of tea, then they won't subscribe. And so you know, just a few words giving a shout out to someone, and it could really help somebody else out. So yeah, I've heard some people say, you know, well, we don't want to just be shouting out a bunch of channel names and stuff all the time. But why not? You know, I mean, I guess it's just me. I don't I don't have a problem giving shout outs. I don't have a ton of people, on my channel. And so, it's not like if I give a shout out the to a channel that they're going to get thousands of subscribers yet. Maybe one day. But even if they, get 5 or 10 new subscribers, those subscribers could become very loyal subscribers, and, they could share the channel's videos on their social media pages and stuff and help get them even more. And, it just all adds up. And so I don't really have that big of a problem with giving shout outs. And I just don't understand what the big deal of it is, especially if, there's a channel that has a lot of subscribers and they could really help someone else out just by giving them a shout out. It's just the way I look at it. But, to each their own. Some people are just not comfortable with it and just don't want to give shout outs on their channel all the time and stuff. And, it's their channel, it's their business. If that's what they want to do, then that's all good. There are plenty of other channels out there that is willing to try to help people out. So, no big deal. And, I don't go subscribe to people's channels and stuff wanting a shout out from them. I subscribe to them because I like their channel and I want to support their channel. And, I don't expect anything back from anyone. If they want to do a shout out, then great. If they don't, then we'll just be friends, which is perfectly fine with me. Foreman, aka Kenneth Oakes. Fordman, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought I remembered it right, but I was struggling a little. Yeah, I really love it. It's half the fun finding new people and channels. Yes, it is, and there are a lot of interesting people out there. I went on Tim's the first week. I didn't get on. The second week I did, and it got me over 100. And then back down, then back up, and things later to off. Yeah. What? Oh, things later took off. Okay. I'm always doing typos in comments, or autocorrect will throw something else in there, and it's like, that is not what I meant at all. Yeah, YouTube has a way of, if you get a lot of subscribers all at once, then it'll show up, and then they will take them away from you. And what they do is, if those people actually watch your channel and they realize, hey, they are interacting with your channel, they are real subscribers, it's not just some kind of bot or, program, Facebook. And so my friends were sharing it, and so they were coming, my friends would share it, my friends would subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then they would share the post on Facebook to their friends, and then I would get friends from there subscribing, and so I would get a surge of, it ain't even, because I'm like, they're taking my watch time hours. But yeah, they still do it every now and then, but sometimes they give the watch time hours back and sometimes they don't, and I don't know why they take them in the first place, because it shouldn't matter if someone is subscribed to you or not. As long as they've watched it, then you should get those watch time hours for it. But apparently that's not the way they play the game. Oh, it is now 2:06 in the morning, and Mark is going to be getting up for work in an hour. So I am going to call it a night. And it's been fun. I've just been rambling on. I was just completely shocked that the live stream actually worked. I did not actually have anything planned to say or anything like that. I I thought that it was just going to mess up again and not work at all. So, uh, so I thought, well, we'll just name it Night Owl Chat. And if anybody shows up, then we'll just chatting with me and just hanging out wee hours of the morning and evening for those in other countries. Oh, hi, Brian. I haven't seen you for a while. I keep meaning to get over to your channel. And then just one thing after another happens, but I will put them on playlist before I go to bed, which I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to go to bed. As soon as Mark leaves for work, I'm going to catch a few Z's. But I will put your playlists on and let them run to help you get them watch time hours, my friend. But anyways, I'm going to get off of here and throw his lunch together, get it in a lunchbox all for him, and I made sausage and biscuits for him for breakfast, so I'm going to slap that together and slap some strawberry jelly on it, put it on a plate so it'll be ready for him, and then as soon as he's out the door, I'm going to bed. So it's been fun. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good night or good morning, whichever one. I'm weird. I don't call it the next day until I go to sleep and get up. Otherwise, I wake up and say, what day is it? All right. See you all. Bye.